Hello and welcome to Studio One, where excitement is mounting ahead of the 41st UAE National Day celebration.
Indeed, just around the corner this Sunday. Make sure you join Dubai One's live coverage on Sunday evening from 6:30 and find out more by checking out our special event page, facebook.com/Studio One Live. You can see it at the bottom there. Where is it? Down there, somewhere.
I'm sure they can see it. Well, lots to come this evening, including renowned chef Suzanne Husseini. What are you preparing for us this evening, Suzanne?
Well, I'm happy to be here, and today the menu is salmon, beautiful salmon with citrus tahini sauce, and I'm going to smother it with a walnut herb pesto.
Oh, smothered with walnut pesto. Well, it's good to have you back on, Suzanne. That's all coming up a little later on, but before we do
Thank you so much.
And do stick around for some salmon. We have Suzanne Husseini in the kitchen. So
I know, I can hear her cooking away and cutting away, sizzling
away.
away.
Time for another break now, but when we return, Tom joins Suzanne in the kitchen.
After this. Welcome back to Studio One in the kitchen.
Yep.
Suzanne Husseini's back.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I am. Thank you.
How
so
are
happy
you?
to be back. I
All
love
good?
it. Yes, missed you guys.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
We're talking about roller coaster rides with Ash. You're on a roller coaster ride at the moment.
Oh, yes.
You've gone stateside.
Well, I have, yes. My book has been launched now in Canada and the US. So I just came back from a month-long book tour and visited New York and Montreal and Toronto and cooked and talked and shared, and it was just fabulous.
Should we do something? Should we cook and talk?
I think we should.
Let's
I think
do
we
that.
should.
What are you going to do
You're
tonight?
really good at this. I remember from last time I was here. Garlic, a little bit of salt, and you got to pound the heck out of it.
Okay,
Please
just
make
a
it
bit of
into a
elbow grease,
paste.
yeah? Okay,
Exactly.
I'll try my best.
Yes, now I've already made the salmon. It's already been poached.
Okay.
Here I'm preparing the pesto. So I've chopped parsley, coriander. This is toasted walnuts that I'm going to put in here, and also a little bit of toasted pistachio nuts in here. Okay, and because it's semeki harra in Arabic we call it, which is spicy fish, I'm going to put a little bit of spice. I think Ash will be happy with that. Right? I hope. She loves spice, doesn't she?
We like to spice things up in the
That's
kitchen,
for
that's
sure.
for sure.
A little bit of sumac, okay?
Yeah.
A little bit of, how are you doing?
I'm
It's got to be
doing all right.
mashed. That's all spice. That's a little bit of cinnamon, okay? And my mixture is done.
So you've got plenty of flavours going into the bowl there.
Oh yeah, it's just a medley of flavors. See, the fish doesn't have a lot on it. It just has a little bit of salt and pepper and olive oil. I put it in parchment paper and poached it in the oven. You can grill it, you can fry it, but that's the way I chose to do. So the flavor is all here.
Traditionally, I suppose Europeans would not think of putting a heat with a spicy heat with a fish because of the delicacy, but is it quite...
it's very common in the Middle
quite
East.
common? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I also put some lemon zest in here as well. And I also zested a little bit of orange. Okay, so this is a little twist on the traditional, which is what I'm all about. You know that.
I know, and you're all about sort of traditions from across the region,
Yes.
but also a little reinterpretation,
Yes.
a little Suzannization of them, yeah?
I give them a little makeover.
Yeah, is that what
that's
it is?
That's
yeah?
all it is. That's your wonderful garlic that's been mashed,
I
and this is
haven't
pure lemon juice.
Okay.
All right, that I'm also going to add. If you could please squeeze for
do
me
my
some
best.
orange in
No worries
there,
at
so
all.
that's going to sweeten things up a little bit. Okay,
So
and then
that's
I'm going to add
citrus
the
with the fish
tahini.
as well?
Yes,
That's gonna cut through
citrus,
it. Okay,
exactly.
all right.
It cuts through the earthiness of this ingredient, which is the tahini.
Oh, of course.
Perfect.
Where would we be without our tahini?
Exactly. Tahini is one of the staples in the Middle Eastern kitchen.
And for those out there that don't know what tahini is...
Yes, it is sesame seeds that have been mushed to the consistency of cream.
Okay.
Really, it's just pure sesame seed paste.
Pure sesame seeds.
Yes.
And it's a source of pride, isn't it? Having the best
Absolutely.
tahini in your house.
Yes,
isn't it?
absolutely. And we can't do without it. And we use it in savory and sweet dishes as well.
Okay.
Now, you notice what happened here. It's seized because that's what happens when it touches citrus.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to add some yogurt or leban. This is just plain yogurt. There's no strawberries in here. Okay, and if I can ask you to whip that up.
Okay, I'll get on
And
the
that's
gang
going
on
to
this.
be our sauce. That's going to
Okay.
be our sauce.
I think we've got about 2 minutes, or
2
just
minutes.
under 2 minutes, I understand.
Perfect. Here's my fish.
Okie dokie.
All right, that is cooked beautifully. I've also made a little bit of rice with vermicelli
Yep.
here that's already prepared, and that's going to be my bed that my fish is going to lay on. Because you can't just put it on the ground. You have to put something. It has to rest on something. So a little bit of vermicelli rice.
So
All right, how's it going? Good?
It's
Taste
going
it.
all
Make
right.
sure that it tastes
Are
good.
you sure?
Yeah, taste it.
Okay, I'm going to
Tell
go
me.
in there.
Is it good?
Oh, yes.
Yummy?
Yes, that works. That works for me.
Oh yeah,
that's
that works
sure.
for me too. Perfect.
You sure?
Yes.
No more of the
No, I think you
Okay.
did a great job.
I'll
I
do
think
my
there's
best.
a future in you being a chef,
being
Tom.
a stirrer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a crusher and a stirrer.
Here's our wonderful salmon that's been poached.
Could you use other fish?
You sure can. Sea bass is wonderful.
Okay.
As is sea bream or any fish that you love, as long as it's sustainable. I mean, remember that.
Yeah.
You know, that it's a fish that it's not going to go extinct, and we need to be, you know, careful about these things.
Okey-dokey.
Now, I'm going to take your
You're going to
wonderful
take that?
sauce.
Can I take this now? Is
Yes,
that
please.
right? You're
Yep.
done there?
Yep,
okay,
yep.
let's move this over here.
I'm going to take the sauce, and now I'm going to spread this sauce on top of my salmon. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's going to get smothered in this citrus orange tahini sauce.
Okay.
And then the pièce de résistance is to put this herb pesto with garlic. Sorry, there's no garlic. The garlic's in the sauce, but it has coriander and parsley, hot pepper, walnuts.
Oh.
It's divine.
It looks absolutely, it looks an absolute pleasure
It's
as well.
amazing. It's amazing. And it's not only a garnish, it's edible. I've made a little simple salad of tomato and cucumber because you've got a lot of flavors going on here. You don't want to shock your system.
Okay.
And of course, you know, where would I be without my...
Oh, here come the jewels. Talking of jewels, let's get Ash over to try this one.
You've missed the jewels for
I've
sure.
missed the jewels.
I
Here they
don't know.
come.
You know, when you put pomegranates on top of things, I don't know. It just makes my heart sing, don't you think?
Wow.
Does it make you
look
happy?
at that.
It's
This makes
instantly-
me very happy. It's salmon, it's a lot of
Yeah.
salad. Pomegranates, of course, Suzanne Husseini's
of
signature
course,
style.
that's my signature.
Healtty and delicious. Is it
Right.
Yes.
good?
Grab
Can we
one of
dig
those,
in?
Hope
Ash,
it's
and get
good.
stuck
We hope
in.
it's good. There's a knife.
Let's have a little go on that.
So,
and
Suzanne,
see.
have you put the tahina on top of the salmon?
Yeah,
Where is
I
it?
just spread it. I just spread it in between. That's what's allowing the herb crust to stick to it. This is a lovely dish during this time of the year as well, during the festive season right now, where you can actually prepare this in advance. It can be eaten cold and room temperature. Make a whole filet, set it out on the table at a buffet, and people help themselves.
Do you know what I
This is
absolutely love
amazing.
about that? Is the fact that I'm thinking herb crust.
Yes.
And I'm thinking a piece of fish that's been overdone
Yes.
in there, and the crust has come over. It's probably burnt a bit on the top as well.
Yep.
Which is what you find everywhere now.
Yep.
But this is a very fresh crust, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is.
It's a different
fresh.
take on crust.
Exactly. It's a
And-
garnish, and it also serves as a crust. You've
Also,
got
this is the
crunch.
first time I've had tahina with salmon. You called it tahini. Is that what?
Tahini,
Yeah, all right.
tahini, yes.
I've only had tahini with my shawarmas, and I always ask for extra tahini. I love it. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
We've
Well,
got
amazing.
it's a
plenty to go
lovely
around, so you can take that home if you want.
Sure
that's
do.
for
And this is great with fish, with meat, with many things, of course.
Wow.
Thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
How
always.
are the modern flavors of Arabia in the US? Do they get it over there at the
Oh
moment?
yes, now it is sold by Random House in Canada, the U.S.,
Wow.
the U.K., Australia, and New Zealand. And the book is taking everybody by storm. I'm very
Okay.
proud.
Congratulations
Thank you
on this
so
success
much.
today.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
keep up the good work.
Thank
as
you
they
very
say.
much.
And
So
of course,
happy.
the recipe to this dish is available on our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/Studio One Live.
Do you know what, Ash? There's one
Great
other
job
thing.
with the salmon.
There's one other thing that we
What's
haven't
that?
talked about.
What?
Because there's one ingredient you didn't put into the salmon.
what's
That's
that?
right. Yes, that's my little surprise. You know me. I have to bring you a little sweet. So these are chocolate brownies with toasted almonds, smoked toasted almonds, and I hope you will
Amazing,
enjoy that.
amazing.
And
This is what happens when Suzanne Husseini comes
When
to
Suzanne
kitchen.
cooks.
Yes, this is what
She
happens.
brings
with
everything,
Suzanne.
and I do teach cooking classes as well, by the way.
Do you?
All the links
So come on over.
our page.
Well,
Thanks, Suzanne.
Thank you.
thank you so much. Once again, we're out of time. Thanks to all our viewers and guests who joined us throughout the show.
Join us same time tomorrow night. We're going to be meeting Dr. Raj. He is the Hollywood doctor.
Good night.
Good night. Now, where's that?